Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Sunday, 20th of April 2025. Before starting the newspaper analysis, let us have a revise of previous from the January 2025. The first is UDI's report. Only 57% of schools have functional computers. UDI's report. United District Information System for Education, which was launched in 2018-2019 to speed up the data entry, reduce errors, improve data quality, and ease its verification. An application to collect school details and updated and improved version of UDIS, which was initiated in 2012 up to 2013 by Ministry of Education, helps measure the education parameters from the class 1 to 12 in government and private schools in India, primary, upper and upper primary and higher education. It has been calculated that boys decline 6% and girls decline 5.76% in the rural and urban areas. UDIS report. Now going towards the award, Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award 2024 from the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports announces National Sports Awards 2024. Sportsperson, there are 4 sportspersons including Gukesh D from chess, Harmanpreet Singh from hockey, Parveen Kumar para athletics, and Mano Bhatter shooting. Dronacharya Award for outstanding coaches in the sports and games 2024. Coach name including Subhash Raina from para shooting, Sandeep Sangwan from hockey, and MMS Tesh Pandey from shooting. Lifetime coach name is S. Muralidharan, badminton, and Armando Anglo Calaco from the football. National Sports Award. Allocation awards are allocated annually by India's Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Nominated sportsperson received their award from the President of India at the Presidential Palace. This award was given by Draupadi Murmu. So, report and index award, including logistics is across the different states led. Shri Piyush Goyal unveils logistics is award across the different states led 2024 report. Launched in 2018 ministry by the Department of the Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, whose aim is to access the logistics infrastructure and services across the states and UTs, provide actionable insights for logistics performance, foster competitive federalism to enhance logistics efficiency. Similarly, Future of the Jobs of Report 2025, Future of Jobs Report 2025, these are the fastest growing and declining jobs. It has been published by the World Economic Forum, WEF. It is a result of data gathered from the more than 1,000 leading global companies, collectively representing over 14 million workers across 22 industrial sectors and 55 economies from across the world. World Economic Forum belongs to the Geneva-based organization, which is in Switzerland, formed in 1971. Private organization is and reports many forms like Energy Transition Index, Global Competitiveness Report, Global Gender Gap Report, and Global Travel and Tourism Report. Similarly, from the Global Risk Report, World Economic Forum Annual Report again highlights environmental risks. Annual report published by the World Economic Forum, whose purpose is to present an analysis of the most pressing global risk anticipated over the short-term 2 years and long-term 10 years periods. Global risk is defined as the potential for an event to significantly harm global GDP, population, or natural resources. And the Physical Health Index, Niti Aayog launches the Field Health Index 2025 in New Delhi, developed by Niti Aayog with the data sourced from CAG Controller and Auditor General. Base year is 2022 to 2023, whose aim is to evaluate physical health, highlight interstate disparities, and encourage targeted interventions for improving physical performance and governance. Top performing states including Odisha leads with a cumulative score of 67.8, followed by Chhattisgarh 55.2 and Goa 53.6. Now at last there's a status that is Annual Status of Education Report, ASER ASAR. Annual Status of Education Report, ASAR status shows post-COVID recovery, but many students still lag in reading and arithmetic. An annual citizen-led household survey that aims to understand whether their children in rural India are enrolled in a school and whether they are learning. Conducted every year since 2005 in all the rural districts of India, it is the largest citizen-led survey of India. Per Tom NGO conducted Asher. Now starting the newspaper with the world news including single-engine plane crashes in the United States, Illinois, all four on board killed. Police arrested 4 after 12 people shot dead at a cockfight in Ecuador's Monabe province. Thousands protesters in New York and Washington against the United States President Trump. Ukraine's Zelensky says attacks by Russia are continuing despite hypotheses based on trust announcement. United States Supreme Court temporarily blocks a deportation of detained Venezuelans under Line Enemies Act. Yemen's Houthi rebels report United States strikes in the capital coastal sea. Netanyahu says Israel has no choice but to continue fighting in Gaza. Hamas says the fate of United States-Israel hostages are known after the killed in Israel strike. Britain urges Russia to commit a full ceasefire. United States Vice President Vance meets Vatican officials, discusses migrants and war. Boys barking at female teachers. United Kingdom schools face wave of misogyny fueled by online influences. Trump. Japanese pop idols takes off 4-hour flights daily to attend the university it costs. Now from the Hindu newspaper, we have small plane crash in Iran, kills all 4 on board. Cessna C-180G airplane went down shortly after 10 a.m. near the unincorporated community of Trilla. The National Transportation Safety Board said via email a single-engine plane crashed in a field in central Illinois on Saturday, April 19, 2025, killing all 4 people on board. Coles Country Coroner Ed Shores said the victims were 2 women and 2 men. But he could not release more details pending notification of next kin. The United States and Iran says talks over the Tehran's nuclear program make progress and set plans for more. Police members stand at one of the entrances of Omani embassy, where the second round of United States-Iran talks is taking place in Rome, Italy, April 19, 2025. A United States official confirmed that a point during the negotiations in Rome, United States President Donald Trump's special envoy Witkoff and Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi spoke face-to-face. Iran and United States plan to meet over the Tehran's rapidly advancing nuclear program again next week after both sides said they have made progress in their talks today in Rome. A United States official confirmed that at a point during the negotiations in Rome, United States President Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi spoke face-to-face. Before they meet again in Oman on April 26, Araghchi said technical level talks would be held in the coming Tuesday. That experts would be discussing details of a possible deal, suggests a movement in the talks, and comes as Trump has pushed for a rapid agreement while threatening military actions against Iran. The sides made very good progress in our direct and indirect discussions, according to a senior Trump administration official who spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss a private diplomatic meeting. Israeli strikes on Gaza killed more than 90 people in the last 48 hours, Palestinians say. A woman mourns the death of Palestinians killed in Israeli strike at a Nasser hospital in Khan Yunis in the southern Gaza Strip, April 19, 2025. Israeli strikes in Gaza had killed more than 90 people in the last 48 hours, Gaza's health ministry said Saturday, April 19, 2025, as Israeli troops ramp up attacks to pressure Hamas to release its hostages and disarm. Israeli strikes in the Gaza have killed more than 90 people in the last 48 hours, Gaza's health ministry said on April 19, 2025, as Israeli troops ramp up attacks to pressure Hamas to release its hostages and disarm. The dead include 15 people who were killed overnight, among women and children, some of whom are sheltering in the designated humanitarian zone, according to a hospital staff. Now, going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper, states that Supreme Court is going beyond its limits. BJP MP Nishikant Dubey slams observations on Waqf. Bharatiya Janata Party BJP MP Nishikant Dubey's statement comes close on the heels of the Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar questioning the apex courts over issuing a timeline of the president and governors to act as law bills. Bharatiya Janata Party lawmaker Nishikant Dubey on Saturday criticized the Supreme Court's recent observations on the Waqf Amendment Act and said Parliament should be shut down if the apex court makes the laws. BJP chief JP Nadda later distanced the party from the remarks, calling them personal statements. In a scathing attack on the apex court, he also questioned how the Supreme Court could set a timeline for the president to act on the bills referred by the governors. Dubey, a four-time MP, also said the court was responsible for initiating religious wars in the country and was going beyond its limits. His statement comes close on the heels of Vice President Jagdeep Dhankar questioning the apex court's order issuing the timeline for the president and governors to act on bills. Prime Minister Modi to begin a two-day visit to Saudi Arabia visit from April 22nd. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, trade and investment, energy and defense cooperation, the regional security situation and connectivity initiatives are expected to figure in the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's meeting with Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman next week. Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri said on Saturday. China relations at 75 and uncertain thought. Beijing's frequent references to New Delhi's policy of strategic autonomy are simply code for the concerns about India abandoning a perceived neutrality in favor of the West. Going towards the economy of the country from business point of view, health segment leads decline in premium income growth of Indian insurers in the financial year 2025. Here's why. Medical inflation is on the rise and current inflation is around 14%, which further fuels the hike in the premium. The growth in the insurance sector has slowed down with the inflation and stagnant incomes, forcing consumers to prioritize essential expenses. India's non-life insurance industry, led by the health segment, witnessed a decline in the growth during the financial year ended March 2025 amid the slowdown in the economy and hike in premium across the board by insurers. The gross premium income underwritten by the insurance companies was at rupees 3.07 lakh crore during the financial year 2025 as against rupees 2.89 lakh crore in the financial year 2024. Showing a decline in the growth at 6.21% as against 2.77% in the previous year. In a tariff shadow, trade talks gather pace. Team visitors United States on April 23, Goyle in the United Kingdom in the May month. From tariffs to rules of origin, 19 chapters being negotiated with the United States. Rajesh Agarwal, Additional Secretary, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal. Trade talks with the Western countries, particularly the United States and the United Kingdom, have gathered pace with a negotiating team headed with Washington, D.C. next week to push through an interim deal. And Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal set to visit the United Kingdom to iron out the remaining differences. ICICI Bank Q4 earning results PAT jumps 18% to rupees 12,630 crore in the March month quarter. During the quarter, the bank reported treasury gains of rupees 239 crore as compared to the treasury loss of rupees 281 crore in the year ago quarter. Private sector lender ICICI Bank on Saturday reported an 18% jump and standalone net profit at rupees 12,630 crore in the quarter ended March 2025 compared to rupees 10,798 crore in the corresponding quarter of the previous fiscal. The net domestic advances grew by 13.9% year-on-year, with the retail loan portfolio growth at 8.9%. Now from Science and Tech, we have target of May and for NHPC's Subansiri Dam. triggers downstream impact worries in Assam. File photo of the NHPC is a 2000 megawatt lower Subansiris project being constructed in Arunachal Pradesh. Environmentalists point out that an independent reservoir management authority recommended in 2019 by an expert committee is yet to be set up. Then, National Hydropower Commission's plan to start generating electricity from the 2000 megawatt Lower Subansiris hydroelectric project (LSHP) has triggered downstream impact worries in Assam, specifically because an independent reservoir management authority recommended by an environmental minister constituted panel has not been set up. R.K. Chaudhary, the NHPC's chairman cum managing director, said in an interview on March 28 that a reservoir of LSHP would be filled by April month, then 3 to or 4 units 750 or 1000 megawatt of hydropower plant would get commissioned by the end of the May month. The dam of the much delayed project straddling the Arunachal Pradesh and Assam border is on the Subansiris River. It is a reservoir with a surface of area of 33.5 square kilometer at a normal level, has gross storage capacity of 1.37 cubic kilometer. The target for May and has stirred organizations such as All Assam Students Union (AASU) into action. In a memorandum to Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma a few days ago, the union criticized the center for failing to honor its previous commitments and demanded a scientific and permanent resolution of the downstream impact of the mega dams such as LSHP. Does the planet K218b show signs of life? Explain. An artistic concept shows what exoplanet K218b could look like based on the science data. The story so far: on the April month of 16, an international research team uploaded a paper in which it reported that the distant exoplanet K218b may be habitable. The claim was met with a cautious excitement by astronomers while finding the places in the universe that could harbor life in is a vital question in the field of experts, including a team that made the findings are cautious because many similar claims in the past have had to be retracted after the closer inspection. Role played by coenzymes in the human food. CoQ9 is rich in wheat, rice, oats, barley, corn, rye, and millet. Enzymes are proteins that catalyze reactions in a cell, making metabolism efficient. For efficient functioning, many enzymes require some molecules as cofactors. These helper molecules are called coenzymes. Coenzymes are naturally occurring organic molecules that bind to and support the activity of enzyme. Coenzyme Q, also known as ubiquinone, is a molecule containing several isoprene units which are antioxidants and offer stability against stress. Ubiquinone is present in every cell membrane and crucial for energy protection. It comes in 10 different types, CoQ1 to CoQ10. Each one of them is a molecule in the respiratory chain as a water-insoluble but lipid-soluble antioxidant. All these coenzymes play a vital role in the function of the mitochondria, the major energy producer in the cell. In this article, we focus mainly on CoQ9 and CoQ10. Most cereal crops produce CoQ9, which has 9 isoprene units. CoQ9 is rich in wheat, rice, oats, barley, corn, rye, and millet. It is also rich in bamboo, barley, and flowering plants such as cinnamon and avocado and pepper. On the World Day Prime Minister Modi pitches for a fitter India. Small steps like reducing oil intake can make a big difference together. Let's build a fitter, healthier India by raising awareness about obesity, Prime Minister Modi said on the post platform X. PM Narendra Modi on Saturday, April 19, 2025, pitched for a fitter and healthier India by taking small steps such as reducing oil intake and raising awareness about the adverse effect of the obesity. As he lauded the Union Health Minister's effort to mark the World Liver Day, observed annually. World Liver Day seeks to raise awareness about the liver health and disease. The theme for this year is food is a medicine. Unseasonal rain is accompanied by the gusty winds, and rains affect the mango crops in the Vadagera taluk of Karnataka. Mango fruits are dropped from the trees owing a gusty wind accompanied by a hailstorm and rain in the Vadagera taluk of Yadgir district in Karnataka. Mango growers are expecting a good yield and were about to pluck the fruit, but gusty winds, hailstorm, and the rain caused mangoes drop from the trees. The recent unseasonal rain is accompanied by the gusty winds and hailstorm damaged a mango crop in the Vyagi district of Karnataka, particularly in the Vadagera taluk. Mango growers expected a good yield and were about to pluck in a day or two. But gusty winds, hailstorm, and rain caused mangoes drop from the trees. We spent thousands of rupees to get a good yield. The unseasonal rains and hailstorms accompanied by gusty winds destroyed our dream, Mallikarjun Reddy Bihar told the Hindu. Now, at last, there's a famous personality of India who's known by his famous name Rabindranath Tagore. Born on 7th of May 1861 up to 7 August 1941, was a Bengali polymath who worked as a poet, writer, playwright, composer, philosopher, social reformer, and a painter of the Bengal Renaissance. He reshaped Bengali literature and music as well as the Indian art with the contextual modernism in the late 19th and early 20th century. He was the author of the profoundly sensitive, fresh, and beautiful poetry of Gitanjali. In 1913, Tagore became the first non-European to win the Nobel Prize in any category, and also the first lyricist to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. Tagore's poetic songs were vivid as a spiritual mercurial, while his elegant prose and magical poetry were widely popular in the Indian subcontinent. He was fellow of the Royal Asiatic Society. Referred to as the Bard of the Bengal, Tagore was known by the super poets Gurudev Kavi Guru and Biswa Kavi, a Bengali Brahmin from Calcutta with the ancestral genital roots in the Burdwan district and Jessore. Tagore wrote a poetry as an 8-year-old. At the age of 16, he released his first substantial poems under the pseudonym Bhanusima Sunline, which were seized upon by literary authorities as long-lost classics. By 1877, he graduated to his first short stories and dramas published under his real name as a humanist, a universalist, internationalist, and ardent critic of nationalism. He denounced the British Raj and advocated the independence from Britain. As an exponent of the Bengal Renaissance, he advanced a vast canon that comprised paintings, sketches, and doodles, hundreds of texts, and some 2,000 songs. His legacy also endures in his founding of Vishwa Bharati University. Tagore's modernized Bengali art by spurning rigid classical forms and resisting linguistic strictures. His novels, stories, songs, dance, dramas, and essays spoke to topics political and personal. Gitanjali song offerings, Koda, Fair Face, and Karibari, The Home and the World are his best known works. And his verse, short stories, and novels were acclaimed or panned for their lyricism, colloquialism, naturalism, and unnatural contemplation. His compositions were chosen by two nations and national anthems. India's Janaganamana and Bangladesh's Amar Sonhar Bangla. The Sri Lankan national anthem was also inspired by his work. His song Banglar Moti Banglar Chol has been adopted as the state anthem of West Bengal. Mr. Rabindranath Tagore says a very famous quotation. He says that everything comes to us that belongs to us if we create the capacity to receive it. He also says that the most important lesson that a man can learn from his life is not that there is a pain in this world, but that it is possible for him to transmute it into the joy. Okay, thank you.